Good afternoon, everyone. This is Donnie, Standing Ghost Rescue. We are headed a few towns over to go pick us up some hay in the rain. It's been raining every day. The time I got finished working, the rain just ain't stopped. So I'm gonna have to just quit doing everything that I'm doing so I can do this when it's dry. If we can find a farmer that's willing to let us get hay before the rain starts, that would be amazing. Anyhow, I wanted to fill you in on something on the video I posted the other day about the Shadow-Man. One of our brothers from the family had sent me, he posted a comment on that video. I hope y'all aren't hearing that squeaking noise. It's really irritating. Anyhow, he had posted a comment on it, and here, I'll just read the comment to you. That way I'm not putting words in his mouth. But it's not a Shadow-Man like I thought it was. He says that it's really just the trees and leaves. I watched it on the laptop screen at 1080p high definition, and I slowed it down to quarter speed of the original video. You're literally standing there pointing with your left hand and turning to the left and back. If that was a figure, you would 100% can see it. Everybody wants to see something, me included, but not this time. Please watch slowed down on a big screen before you pass judgment. Anyway, good day to you, sir. I'm watching from the Netherlands in Europe. And that's our brother Simon. I do appreciate you looking into that, Simon. Thank you greatly. I do not edit on the computer at all. I have the laptop, and I can edit 3-hour-long videos on my phone before I can manage one 15-minute video on the computer. It is an aggravation. I'm not a computer person. I do not like them at all. I don't know how to operate them. They do not function the way that would be easy for me to use. And so everything I do is on the phone. I don't know how to transfer the video from my phone to the computer. I have an iPhone, and my computer is a Windows computer, a HP computer. But that's the whole purpose of sharing stuff like that with all of you. It's because many of you do have the knowledge to be able to go into programs and look these videos and screenshots and these captures that we find, be able to look them over with a fine-tooth comb. And that's what it takes to be successful, is to have support from people like you. Brother Simon, thank you greatly. Do appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to look into that. It kind of takes a load off. I've seen so much really strange and bizarre things, and one of them that I really do not want no part of is the shadow figures. The last home that I lived in that was really, really haunted bad. Most of them I've lived in have had some type of paranormal stuff happening. But I lived in a home a little east of where we're at now, and we had a lot of demonic activity at that place, and shadow figures were daily, and a lot of them you just catch out of the side of your eye, your peripheral, as they shoot past. But the majority of them in that home, you could look directly at them. Me being the only one in the home, many times I would see it moving and I would stop thinking it's my shadow. I would just stop and stand still and it would keep going. And usually it would go down the hall and into my bedroom, which was, I lived in a mobile house back then. And it got really bad. I was scratched on numerous occasions in that home. The dogs freaked out over them. The dogs didn't like it at all. I had a lot of things moved. I had a doll that I picked up at, I think it was a yard sale. I had several antique dolls. We still got one. It's a clown doll. We got it in our second den that we used for storage. It's a really, really old ceramic doll. It's got the ceramic, the porcelain head, porcelain hands and feet. But it is a collectible. It's worth a decent amount of money. But this particular doll that I had over at my last house before Kim and I got married, it was an old Victorian doll. And the date, I think the date on that one was 1937, I believe. It was old. It was really, really old. It had the glass head and hands and feet on it, and it had legs. It had a dress on, so it was cloth down to the knee, and from the knee down it was that porcelain glass. And I would set it up on I had a little countertop, a little bar, and I would set that doll up with his feet sitting out like he was sitting against the part of the cabinet that takes off from the counter, and he would sit against it. And sometimes I'd just walk out on the porch, come back in, and it was in the middle of the living room. And that happened, I don't know, it happened a lot, 20 or 30 times. And then it started ending up in my bedroom. I would have it sitting in that one spot, and I'd load the dogs up, and we would go to Mexico Beach where they could run and play on the beach and swim. We'd get home, and that doll was in my bedroom, and that happened about 6 or 7 times, and I ended up putting it on eBay. My sister told me to use an EMF meter and put it up to the doll and see if it registered anything. And she said, do it outside so that you don't pick up any signal inside the home from the electrical circuit of the house. And so I got a cheap EMF meter. It was not digital, it was analog with a little arm on it that would bounce up a little needle. And I think I got it from AutoZone or Pet Boys, one of the auto parts places. And I took it out of the pack, set it up, got the wires attached to it, and I didn't even get to touch it to the doll. I just got about probably 6 inches from it, and the needle started raising. When I touched the doll, it pegged out. There's no batteries in it. It's just cloth with a porcelain head, hands, and lower legs. So I took it outside and I set it on the handrail of the porch, and it pegged out just as high. Well, I moved it and I put the 2 little the little detector pins, I touched them to the handrail, they read nothing. It stayed on 0. And when I moved it over toward the doll, it would peg out. According to a couple of people I talked to and my youngest sister, the doll was haunted, had an attachment. So I put it on eBay, and I wrote a very long, detailed description of it, describing how the doll was believed to be haunted. And I had so much paranormal activity in that home, and I don't know if it started when I brought the doll there or not, but it definitely ramped up when the doll came into the house. And I ended up, I think I I paid $7 for the doll, and it was cheaper than that when I went to get it. But another old man that was there, much older than me, he wanted it, and it got to like a little bidding war with the people who owned all the stuff. And finally, I ended up getting it, and I believe it was about $7 is what I paid for it. When I put it on eBay, and I put a very detailed description to let people know, you know, this doll is believed to be haunted. I believe it's haunted. You know, just don't bid on it. I put it on an auction for 99 cents for 3 days, and I told them don't bid on it if you're getting it for children or if you have children in your home, because I honestly believe the doll is haunted. At the end of the auction in 3 days, I ended up selling the doll. I think it was about $175 it went for, and there were dozens of people that were bidding against each other to get it. Well, the person who won the auction, I shipped it off to him with my personal contact information, and told him, you know, if it don't work out, take it, burn it, do what you want to with it. I'm not taking it back. It's not coming here. And this particular, it was a woman that got it. Her boyfriend and her, they did the paranormal investigations, and they collected that type of thing. And so she had sent me an email and said had a lot of haunted items in their home, but the only activity they've ever had is in the bedroom where they keep those items. They brought the doll in the house, and she said all electronics were constantly failing. That was what started, was the electronic issue. But then things started disappearing, and doors opening and closing, pantry doors. They'd wake up in the morning and every pantry in the house would be open in every room. Closet doors, everything would be open. And they believed it was coming from the doll, and they were terrified of it. But they were so fascinated with it, they were going to keep it. I don't understand why people mess with stuff like that, but it was. I received several more emails from the lady, and every one of them that she wrote, this was in about a 7 or 8 month period, every email, the paranormal activity in the home was getting worse with everyone. And the 4th or 5th email I got from her, she was telling me that they were being scratched and would wake up with bite marks on their stomach, their back, their chest, all over their abdomen, or their body. And it had become physical, whatever was attached to it. And they were supposed to take it and have it put in a special cage, a glass container that requires electricity. It has something in it, and if there's any spirits attached to it, it's supposed to keep them within that container. As long as they don't open the container or they disconnect the power, it makes a field or something on it, I guess. I don't know what it does. But that was the last email I'd gotten from them. And so, because of all the paranormal stuff that I've experienced whenever I've seen that shadow in that video, that's immediately what I thought, was that it was something paranormal. And it still looks that way to me, even after reading the comment that Simon left. But Simon is part of us here. He's part of our family here. And if he looked into it and he says that it was limbs and leaves, then I believe him. I believe that's exactly what it is. And I'm just very thankful that our brother did that for us and looked into it. But that's what it's all about. Anything that's posted, you know, especially if I share stuff with you, look into it. If it looks like something other than pareidolia, really dig into it and see if you guys can debunk it. You know, the more stuff that we debunk, then it does make it easier when we do get the real thing. There's so much stuff out on the internet or on YouTube these days. Every shadow that resembles like a human face or a hand is instantly labeled as being such, and there just needs to be a lot of people really looking into it to debunk them. Due diligence is everything, and to find out something is not what it was assumed to be, and I think it's the right thing to do to let everyone know, and that's the purpose for me filling you guys in now, is to let you know that it was not a shadow. It was definitely some type of pixeling or pareidolia, or a combination of the two. Whatever it was, Simon was able to debunk it through his research, and I'm very grateful for him doing that. Folks, I've got the other package from Brother Don, and I have not even called him to let him know yet. I have not had any downtime. That's the reason I'm doing this video in this very loud truck, so I can get it up, because I'm not going to have time to go anywhere quiet and actually put it together. If it works out right, I may do a show tonight, but I just can't promise anything. I won't know until we get back, get the hay put out, get bowls clean, get the goats fed, and see how I feel after that. But y'all have a good day. We're just now coming through Chipley, Florida. We've got to go up a few more miles. We're headed up to Graceville to go pick up a couple of different types of hay. We get perennial peanut hay for Littlefoot and for Legs and Munchkin to help them try to grow and build up the protein levels in their bodies, especially Legs and Littlefoot. Littlefoot is losing weight again. He's the one that was born premature, extremely premature, and he wasn't supposed to live, but his entire digestive tract is premature also. It's underdeveloped, and so he cannot process regular hay, and so we're supposed to have him on perennial peanut as his main diet, and we took him off of it. We took all of them off of it because there were some type of weeds that were in the rolls that we got, and it was very toxic, and it actually killed some of the goats, and so we took that hay away from them altogether, and they've been on regular hay since, and Littlefoot has lost a lot of weight. He is extremely puny, and so Kim's been dumping all kinds of other not hormones, but vitamins and minerals to him, trying to get him
extra calories
to where we can get him boosted back up and get the weight back on him. He's still the happy-go-lucky Littlefoot that loves everybody, but he has lost a lot of weight. So we just got to get him back up to par. He's the little man of the herd. The babies that were born our last birthing season this year they're bigger than Littlefoot. Some of them are twice as big as he is.
He's 2 years old.
No, he's 2 years old. He's a little bitty fella. Looks like a full-grown goat, but in a very tiny body. Looks like a house cat. He's got the long legs just like a normal goat. He's not a pygmy. He's just stunted due to being very premature. But anyhow, I'll do a video sometime in the near future, and we'll do one and show you guys the babies that were born here earlier this year that you got to see a lot of the births. We'll show you what they look like now. But y'all have a good afternoon. God bless you. We will absolutely be seeing you soon. We love you. If there's anything we can do for you, please send me an email. I have not checked them since yesterday morning, I believe. I haven't had time. Last night, the time we got home, I was just too tired, but I will be checking them either tonight or tomorrow. We're going to go straight.
We can turn here if you want. That's how we did before.
I'm not sure where we're going. But anyhow, I'll definitely be seeing you guys sometime soon. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon and be safe. Bye-bye.